All right, so, bodyguarding all of these amazing people, I want to ask you, number one, how much pressure of a job does that put on you? And as a bodyguard, how did you learn how to move? Like, what was the biggest, I would say, challenge that you faced, watching all of these amazing people, trying to keep them safe and get them back home? What's the toughest thing you ran into, and how did you overcome it?
The hardest thing about being a bodyguard is developing trust. That person needs to trust and know that your job is to make sure they get back home. So they literally have to listen to whatever you say. And they have to know that you know what you're talking about. Heart is everything. It's not about size, it's about heart. It's about what you know and how to apply it, and not to be afraid to apply it. It's not like it's a job where they say, oh, you gotta think about it. A lot of times you don't have time to think. You have to already know what that scenario is.
Wow.
You have to know that particular scenario. So one of the worst scenarios I was in, where we were in Miami, and we were in a parking lot at a concert, and bullets rang out. My job was to see where the bullets was coming from. I need to see where they're coming from so we can know to go the other way. I don't have time to try to protect myself. My job is to cover the person I'm with.
Right.
I have to cover him and then try to see what's going on so we can try to make our way out of there so I can get him back home. That's your first priority. Nothing else matters. Bullets ringing out, people running, people screaming, whatever. We need to figure out how we finna get out of here. So you don't have time to think or try to be cute or adjust yourself or none of that stuff. I need to go back to my training. You need to know what is going on, where it's coming from, and how you finna get out of there. Simple as that.
Alive.
Always. So it's all about trust. That person has to trust you.
Wow. Who were you with?
Mac 10 at the time. We were out in Miami at a Soul For Real concert.
Yeah.
Thinking that was gonna be cool, little R&B situation. And them bullets rang out, man. They was going at it because Miami, is a town. They do their thing down there in South Beach.
Wow. Okay. And with somebody's life in your hands, how at the time, how selfless do you have to be? Like you said, you can't even worry about yourself, but then again, you have to, how do you keep the balance? You can't be too focused on yourself because you have a client over here. You know what I mean? And you want to get them back home alive, but you also want to make it home alive. So
you have to know when you first start this job that what your position is. You have to know what your position is. You're not the celebrity. You're not the star. It's not about you. It's about them. So you need to understand that, hey, guess what? My job is to make sure that they shine. My job is to make sure they get back home. Of course, I want to get back on the mines too. So I have to know what I'm doing. And then you have to let me do what I need to do. You can't bump heads with me. You can't question me. You can't doubt me. You have to fully trust me. So you don't want to get in this business with the smallest amount of fear. You can't have it. You can't be scared of nothing. Anything, because your job is to protect somebody. Wow. So you have to be a step ahead. Always.
Wow.
Always.
So have you ran into a situation, when, let's say you doing a job for somebody and some dudes came up and they tried to physically harm you or your client, as far as put hands on them? How do you handle that situation? Is it just time to box, or is it or is it time to retreat? In a situation like that.
Well, here's the believe it or not story. The believe it or not story is sometimes dudes present themselves as tough.
Come on.
And when you say, oh, for real, that's what you want to do? Let's go. They don't go. I'm like, wow. It's dudes that literally pull out a weapon. And you be like, okay, what you gonna do with that? I got one too. What?
Right.
Just because you got a gun don't mean you're gonna use it. And everybody that got a gun don't mean they've ever shot it. A lot of times dudes do stuff just for play, meaning that they just want to see what you're gonna do. They want to see how you're gonna react.
Wow.
I'm from South Central, where we did it for real. So a lot of these cats that run up on celebrities, they really ain't about that business. That ain't what they want. They think they do. So when you stick your chest out and go, well, let's do it. There's been times where I've told people, you know what? Let me put him in the car. We can go get down. I mean, you could be somewhere like one time I was in a Starbucks and these dudes got to popping up at the mouth, blah, blah. I told him, man, I said, man, you can meet me in the bathroom. I'm coming out. A lot of times they don't want it. They really don't. They really don't. They just want to test you.
Wow.
They just want to test you. And sometimes when they test you, you got to handle your business.
Right.
And it can't be cute because it's got to be quick because you don't have time because you got somebody with you. You know, there were times where, I mean, like I went to jail in Germany, as a matter of fact. There was a fight that broke out at the pool hall and Candy reached over me and socked this dude because I wasn't going to hit him because he looked like Drago from Rocky. So I wasn't going to hit him, but I was like, man, I might not knock him out. He might be a problem. I think we just need to roll out. Let's just go, you know? Because a lot of times, too, you don't want to always be the dude that's in the fight.
Come on.
Sometimes you got to step back and be like, whatever.
Right.
I'm going to let you say that. Yeah, I'm finna hop on this plane. I'm making $500 a day to talk to you.
Right.
Let me go on and go.
Right.
Yeah, okay, that's fine, great, man. I'm what? Oh, really? Oh, that's how you feel? Okay, fine. I'm gonna be there while I'm walking.
Learn how to retreat.
You got to do that sometime.
Okay.
Take those words because they don't mean nothing. They ain't putting no hands on you. They ain't doing nothing. They just talking. And usually the dudes that do the most talking ain't gonna do nothing. Ain't gonna do nothing. And it's sad. I mean, it almost makes you want to laugh. But the dude that do the most talking really ain't gonna do nothing. Cause you can always say, come on.
Right. So sometimes it's about standing your ground, and then sometimes it's about, you know what? Let's handle business and retreat. Right.
Most of the time, it's about getting whoever you got out of the way.
Okay.
That's first. That's first. You can't get down with your client right there. I can't fight with nobody. I'm holding Beyonce's hand. I can't fight with you if I'm holding that Natalie Cole's hand. I can't fight with you if I'm with, Deborah Lee or somebody, a grown woman, Patti LaBelle. We're not gonna fight. You know what I mean? Your job is to get them somewhere secure. And then if you really, really feel like it, because it's a choice, once again, it's a choice. You don't never have to do nothing to nobody. You just want to. And sometimes you just want to do it just so it can get out. Remember the days that I was doing this 90s wise, wasn't no social media. Everybody didn't have a camera. If so, I probably wouldn't be here talking right now. I'd be behind bars talking about, I was hard, I was tough.
Right.
I did this and that. I still got 10 more years.